for 24/7 comfort on call.
Well, hello, Brad. Why are you bringing back an old friend?
All right. Well, let me preface by saying this. In the past, in the present, and in the future, it's extremely important that clocks around the world are synchronized to the second. It's not so important in our personal lives, but for things like, the water utilities, the electrical grid, think about military applications, satellites, nuclear bombs. This all needs
Banking operations?
Yeah, listen, and countries actually work with each other to make sure that everybody is synchronized to the second. And that's why there was quite a scare back in the year 2000, which some of you went through. Others of you aren't old enough, so we're going to have a little bit of a history lesson here for you. But it was in the mid to late 1990s that the public actually did experience a Y2K scare because there was a problem with computers coming up. Computers only recognize the last 2 digits of a year, and there was concern that when the calendar flipped from 1999 through 2000, that computers would think it was the year 1900, and all of the data that did not yet exist might be wiped out, or things could be construed.
It was a real concern.
It certainly was, and in fact, enough that people stocked up on food and water and bought generators and everything, because nobody knew.
New Year's Eve 1999 was pins and needles for some.
Again, it was worldwide infrastructures that people thought, maybe this whole thing collapses. We don't know. So anyways, the U.S. actually enacted an Information and Readiness Disclosure Act. They worked with businesses to help get their computers rectified in the nick of time. The U.S. alone spent over $300 billion trying to get everything in line, okay? Some countries like South Korea said, we're not going to worry about it. When it was all said and done, believe it or not, globally, there were actually very few problems, okay? With that in mind, there are some people that are wringing their hands because we have another such problem coming up.
Or ringing the alarm bells.
So it has to do with our planet. It has been slowing down, and that's why every couple of years, you might recall, they add a leap second. They're just adding an extra second. In fact, since 1972, we have added 27 such leap seconds, okay? And they've actually written the computer software to accommodate that. We can all synchronize and add that second, okay? But now Earth's rotation has suddenly been speeding up in recent years. So that means that to correct this time difference, we are going to have to subtract a second in just 5 years. We're going to have to subtract that second. But we have discovered that the problem is the software is written to only allow the addition of seconds. You can't make a subtraction. Chris, should we be worried?
I'm going to say you've got this figured out already.
Some people are a little worried, but it probably won't be that big of a deal because in 2022, the world's timekeepers agreed to forget this whole leap second business. Let's just wait until there's a whole minute, which would take you almost every 100 years you would make the correction, okay? So that is on the burner. They say if we just pick this up before 2035, before 2029, let's just kick the can further down the road. We won't worry about it. So hopefully everything will be okay.
I'd like to turn back the clock on my age. That would be okay. All right,
By
Brad.
a second?
Well, every little bit helps.
Good point.
Brad, thanks so much. Have a good weekend. Still